buddy. Wherever I go, here goes my buddy. My buddy better run for your life when I jump out the window. Say in your place I recommend. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Talk to me nice, man. Talk to me nice. Chitty, what's good, brother? Salute. Fah Fah. You know what it is. Gun Rights Mafia. What's good, King? Hell yeah, man. Fresh off that wake up, though, man. Feeling like a champion. Wearing rings like a champion. Tunde, what's good, brother? Hey man, hey, I'm glad you love the content, bro. I appreciate you as well, man. Without y'all, there is no me. I repeat, without y'all, there is no me. Chin Smoke, Fah Fah. What's good, Brody? Some real ones in the building, man. Fucking last night, man. What was that shit? Man, that shit, like, I feel like I wasted about 3 hours of my life last night. That shit was terrible. Welly boy slip and move. Fah Fah. Respect from the UK by Nigeria. Hey, respect, brother. Respect. Respect from that western side of the hemisphere I be on. Yeah, bro. 12 rounds from both, man. 12 rounds from Hurd and 12 rounds from Danny Garcia. See, with Jared Hurd, I kind of, I kind of hypothetically was thinking that he was going to try to get some rounds in and take him lit because I'm like, man, that dude was a 147 pounder, man, like a true 147 pounder. So I figured like he was just going to just work on his jab and his head movement and stuff like that. But my whole thing is this. Then when I realized it went 12 rounds, man, I gotta give him the same, regardless of whether that's my man's and you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? My man's and them is in his camp. Like regardless of all of that, bruh. I feel like, man, they might be trying to change too much over there, man. I feel like they might be trying to change too much over there, man. Jared Hurd is an elite level pressure fighter. He's an elite level pressure fighter. Only thing you should be focusing on, you should be changing his head movement, but change his head movement on it. You should be focusing on his head movement on the inside, slips and transitions, period. Should not be on the outside. Should not be popping no jab on the outside, focusing on the outside all night. That is not Jared Hurd's game at all. At all. He's an elite level pressure fighter that wears you down and breaks you with as well, and he's got an elite level chin. Should focus solely on that. Focus on slips. Focus on slips, dips, head movements, transition, and his transitions and turning his opponents in the process. That's all they should have been working on when it came to Jared Hurd. Man, Welly boy, man. So Danny Garcia fought Ivan Redkach last night. Ivan Redkach, who has done absolutely nothing at 147, who jumped from 130 to 147, and his last notable opponent that he fought was Tevin Farmer 3 fights ago. Tevin Farmer whooped his ass, and he moved up to 147. And I can't remember the first guy he fought at 147, but I know the second guy that he beat was Devin Alexander, but he's trash. You know what I'm saying? And then like to go in there for Danny Garcia to go 12 rounds with that boy, that was terrible. I don't care if he won every round or not. It was absolutely terrible. Jared Hurd, he came off a loss, and we knew he needed to work a lot on head movement, et cetera, et cetera. So I figured they was probably going to try to do certain things and work on certain shit, but Jared could have stopped that kid too. And my thing was, I felt like they trying to change too much of what I witnessed was, I feel like they trying to change too much of Jared Hurd game, man. Yeah, I saw great head movement. I saw him popping the jab. I saw him using all of that. But at the end of the day, man, that dude is a true 147-pound guy who's on a 322-day layoff. You might as well say a whole freaking year of inactivity, and you didn't stop him. And they made you focus on the outside shooting a jab on a guy that you definitely didn't have to respect his punch, because you didn't even respect Eris Landry Lara punch. And we know nobody else at the PBC tried to fight Lara. So I was just highly disgusted with that just showing last night, for real. The fight before the co-main event was the best fight of the night. Punch, salute. Fah Fah. You know what it is. Man, bruh. That fight was just, it just wasn't, Tim Townsend, Fah Fah, salute, my guy. Man, it just wasn't, Fish was popping, salute, Fah Fah, you know what it is. Jackal Davis, salute. Man, yeah, Ivan was cracking Danny, man. One thing I saw about Danny Garcia, one thing I know about Danny Garcia, he's not an elite level fighter, man. He ain't no elite level fighter at 147. I don't care about what nobody said. You want to run down his resume? I already talked about it yesterday, the niggas. I said, man, Danny Garcia has made his bones over knocking out over-the-hill legends, man. Or beating up on over-the-hill legends, man. That's it. That's how he made his bones. Beating up on over-the-hill legends, man. Like, the only thing you want to give him credit for Amir Khan, cool. We can give him credit for that. He fought Amir Khan in 2012, I believe. We will give him credit for that. That's when Amir Khan was Amir King Khan with the fast hands, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him credit for that. But I ain't giving you no credit for no 36-year-old Lucas Matisse's, no 36, 37, 38-year-old Eric Morales, and no 36, 37-year-old Zab Judas, and no Lamont Peterson, man. Paulie Malignaggi's. We ain't giving you no credit for that. And then when you go up to 147 and fought the real talent up there, you got your ass whooped by you really for real. I think Robert Guerrero beat you. For real. I thought Robert Guerrero got robbed for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You got him on the earlier rounds, but this is what I wanted to say about Danny Garcia, period, man. Danny Garcia cannot implement offense on his own. That's a lot of them Philly fighters' problem. They too stuck up in that Philly shell waiting to sit and counter. But a lot of these dudes ain't Bernard Hopkins, man. They trying to be Bernard Hopkins, but they not Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins was an excellent, effective counterpuncher out of the Philly shell. You know what I mean? They not that. They not that. He's not that. He don't implement no offense whatsoever, bruh. It's sad, man. Danny Garcia is 1,000% a hype job. 1,000% a hype job. Man, what? Man, Gun Rights, you talking facts right now. After that performance from Danny, they better not give him a Spence fight. Hell no, Spence gonna go to that boy body. Beat that joint to silly putty, fam. Or Pac-Man fight. Man, I'm convinced. Man, for real. I think Mikey does beat him. Mikey's an offensive fighter, man. Mikey's an offensive fighter with a lot more pop than people think. Mikey gets a lot of respect from his, you know what I'm saying, with his right hand, man. He gets a lot of respect, man. Yeah, hell yeah, Smoke. Danny should have definitely slept that dude, man. Facts, Punch. Danny did nothing, absolutely nothing as a welterweight. Nothing. What is it? Who is this guy? And the nerve of them to say he got the best puncher. They trying to say he probably got the best fucking puncher at fucking 147. His left hand is trash. His left hand is trash. If you a counter fighter out of the Philly shell, it's an open door. It's an open door for a check hook. That's supposed to be your most effective punch. You not effective with that fucking check hook, man. That check hook weak. A check hook, if you catch a nigga wide open, that's a flush shot on the chin. Usually you drop him coming in that front door. That's what the Philly shell is about. You slip, catch him coming in that front door, and you check hook the shit out of niggas, man. Or you sit inside the pocket. One person I will say that uses the Philly shell extremely well on some throwback shit, Tevin Farmer, man. Tevin Farmer. When I watched the Tevin Farmer John O'Carroll fight, John O'Carroll's a rapid fire shooter. He sat in the pocket with John O'Carroll all night, and he slipped, dipped, moved, used that Philly shell, and cracked him with hooks, check hooking that man all night. Beautiful. He just don't got his hands. He just don't got no fuck you on his fist. Man, Chidi, man, I don't know, bro. Like you can check it out. Like you can check it out if you want to see the things that we're talking about. I like to analyze. I don't like to miss fights regardless. So I like to try to analyze them shits anyway. If they coming on, I'm definitely going to try to check them shits out. That's on God. I'm gonna check everything out. So yeah, I think it's something you should check out because you're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe this shit. This what the PBC is offering niggas going into 2020, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what the PBC is offering people going into 2020. That's how they started their year off. Ugh. Like the sound effects I put on my videos. Ugh. Ugh. Tim Nealon, salute. Another real one in the building. Oh, hell nah, Punch. I gotta give you a wrench, dog. I got you. I done wrenched a couple people up. I be wrenching people up when I get offline and shit, man. This damn thing be acting stupid sometimes, and I get fucking frustrated hitting that shit because it be throwing me off when I'm talking. But yeah, I'm definitely about to wrench you up, though. Wayne Hennessy, salute. Fah Fah, you know what it is. Good morning, Arlett Constable. Welcome to the Wrench Gang. Wayne Hennessy, salute. Like Danny, but it's over at 147, man. Look, man. Danny's a disappointment, man. Tim W, salute, my guy. Real one in the building. Man, this shit was terrible, man. Shit was terrible. Tevin Farmer knows how to use that Philly shell well. Tevin Farmer is the only person I ain't gonna put no pressure on them sitting in the pocket, counter punching and mounting their offensive off another person's offensive. You know what I'm saying? Because he used the Philly shell right. Real student of the game. Man, Danny Garcia don't know how to mount no offense on his own, man. He terrible at it, man. He's terrible at it. That shit last night, there is no excuse. I mean, there's absolutely no excuse for what Jared Hurd did. There's no excuse for what there's especially no excuse for what Danny Garcia did. Jared Hurd, that's, you know what I'm saying, like I said, that might be my man's, you know what I'm saying, and my man's in them might work his corner. But at the same time, I feel like he was following instructions, but Coroma is probably trying to do the wrong things with him, man. He's an elite level pressure fighter, man. Don't change that. Just focus on inside head movement, slips, transitions, and turning your fucking opponent. Don't focus on trying to be an outside fighter. He's not an outside stick and move kind of fighter, man. Y'all got that nigga he had the phone book up at one time. He had the phone all the way up to his ear one time. Then he was extending the jab one time, trying to keep him on the long end of the stick. Like, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, is this what we doing now? Jared Hurd gets all of his knockdowns by breaking people will, wearing them down, keeping his foot on the gas, pressing the attack, constantly pressing the attack, standing in your face, like not going nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pause, body to body type shit. Like he's on you, shoulders, driving the shoulder in your chest, coming up, coming down, coming up, uppercuts in the body, coming upstairs over the top with the short hooks, man. That's what Hurd do. Y'all taking away from his game, man. It's the same thing like Jaime Munguia. What I saw in Jaime Munguia's last fight with Gary Spike O'Sullivan, man, I felt like Jaime Munguia put on an excellent performance, showed great combinations, you know what I'm saying, with the straights. Excellent pressure fighter, but I feel like if Morales is trying to change too much, you're going to take from his capabilities, because what I saw is he's an elite level pressure. He could be an elite level pressure fighter. He is one. Don't be trying to change that shit, man. Focus on the strengths, not the weaknesses. If you know your guy is most effective pound for pound by pressing the attack on being a bully fighter, keep it that way, man. You already know you all that you deserving of one. Like, for real, you should have been had one. You like my first lady, for real. Gum Rice definitely gotta have one. My shit acting stupid right now, though. Every time, like yesterday, I'm pressing that jump. I was putting everybody in the pocket with the wrenches, man. But then it's Smoke supposed to have one too. I was putting everybody in the pocket with the wrenches, and then it was working fine. Now my motherfucking phone won't act stupid again today. It do what it want to do. I promise you. No KO on the main card, Cruz. No KO. Absolutely, those fights were trash. Jackal Davis is a sad part is that Danny ain't a bad fighter. So his career ended up in shit. Can't be tolerated. Yeah, it ended up in shit because, like, his confidence, I think his confidence got zapped, man. When he realized, especially when he got beat by Sean Porter, like, man, look, I tell niggas all day, I like Sean Porter. He a scrappy dude, but he is not an elite fighter, man. If you getting beat by Sean Porter, that lets you know where you at in the fight game. I tell people all the time, if you getting beat by a Sean Porter, that lets you know where you at in the fight game. You are not elite. You are not elite. If you are getting beat up by Sean Porter, you are not elite. Man, Danny's an okay fighter, man. Exactly like you said, Lee. He ain't a bad fighter. But when you talk about great fighters, you don't say he's not a bad fighter. You say he's a great fighter. You say he's an elite fighter. So basically what you saying is, and what we all coming to agree with, the general consensus is, that nigga's just okay. That's it. That's it. Like we always talk about the levels. He ain't busting through that. He ain't gonna bust through that ceiling, bruh. He's capped. He's capped. He's capped. He's capped. All the constable says, I was never impressed by Garcia. He is overrated. People calling him elite and stuff. That's how I feel about it. All that I don't know what these motherfuckers is drinking, man. Danny Garcia is not no elite fighter, man. He's not an elite fighter, man. He's an elite poser. Like most of them niggas over the PDC. They a bunch of elite posers, man. They elite posers. That's what they are. That's what they are. Elite posers. Shiz bid salute. They fucking elite posers, man. Facts. Sean Porter. This is what I tell niggas, man. Me and my mans was just talking about this the other day. I said at 147, at the 147 class, Sean Porter is the gatekeeper to gauge where you at, where you gonna go. So if you don't get past the Sean Porter a certain way, if you don't do him like Kell Brook did him, or you don't do him like Keith Thurman did him, or you know what I mean, like you don't do him like that, like you know what I'm saying, like if you barely scraping by Sean Porter's, or you going life or death with Sean Porter's, don't tell me you're an elite fighter, man. Because Sean Porter is a B- at best, man. I repeat, he is a B- at best, and I'm being nice. And I'm being nice. And if you ask any professional, any dude that's being 100% honest with you, they'll tell you Sean Porter ain't no elite fighter. What you looking at is a PB stable of a bunch of niggas that they don't really have, and they gonna sit up there, they gonna blow these dudes up and tell you they great. But if you watching what's going on, you know he ain't great. Sean Porter is a gatekeeper. Hell nah, Tim. That's why I dropped that. That's why I dropped False Prophets episode 2 yesterday, man. Because Danny Garcia ain't that, man. This nigga like, bruh, I put it straight on the video. You got Angel Garcia talking about his elbow fucked up, his fist are fucked up, and he talking about he still want to fight him. That's a fight they desperately want to get back. What the fuck? And you number one in the WBO and could be fighting Terrence Crawford for more money than you made in 3 fights combined, bruh. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I'm not understanding the logic, man. I'm not understanding the logic. In 140, who was what? In 140, who was what? He was what? Don't tell me you saying at 140 Danny was elite. Absolutely not. He was kicking over old heads, bruh. You fight an old ass you fight an old ass Matisse. You fight old ass goddamn Zab Judah. You fight old ass Eric Morales twice. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. That's elite shit. Come on, fam. We not doing that. Danny move up to 154. One punch, he going night-night. He a bitch. All it comes says Earl went life and death with Sean Porter. Absolutely. So that says everything about Earl that I've been saying since the beginning before that fight was going to happen. That tells you everything. Yeah, I'm dead about that shit too. Yeah, he went life or death with that fool, man. I have Sean ATB. I don't understand what you're saying. Exactly. Or he will get smoked at 154. I mean, he will get smoked out his boots, like when Martin fought Hitman Hearns in that charity event. When Martin Lawrence fought Hitman Hearns in the charity event, he gonna be hung up, smoked out his boots. I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more. I love you. Exactly. Danny ran from Postal. Danny fucking paid step-aside money to run from Victor Postal. And motherfucking Terrence Crawford jumped in there and washed him. Washed him. Washed him. Facts, Punch. He number one in the WBO and he don't want to fight Bud. Why? What is it about Bud? What is it about Bud that's stopping you? Exactly, Cruz. Earl is overrated. 702 Rebel salute. PBC fighters turned down big money to stay with Master Al Heyman. Hell yeah. Rick Glazer just dragged them boys on Twitter, man. I mean, dragged them on Twitter. Rick Glazer dragged PBC on Twitter. He said, man, the PBC is equivalent to he said the PBC is a bunch of guys following a guy that half of them never even basically half of them never even met before. I forgot what he said, man. I got the tweet, man. I got to jump on my Twitter to look at it, but he dragged them on Twitter. Dragged them like a motherfucker. Harold's overrated for sure. PBC fighters hardly go in 50-50 fights, hence why they can't improve. Man, dog, let's be honest here. How many times do you watch a boxing match? Do you watch a boxing match and you don't already know who's going to win? That's 90% of the time. Right or wrong. 90% of the time you watch boxing, you already know who the fuck is going to win. Or you think you're supposed, or really the person who's fighting or the person you pick is truly supposed to win because it's an A side, B side affair in boxing. I think Teddy Atlas was just saying that on the fight the other day. Like, you literally know who's going to win 90% of the time you watch these fights. It's a fucking travesty. Like, let's be serious here. Like, these fights aren't competitive fights, man. They are fights where they're picking guys that they know that they can beat other guys. It's 90% of the fights. That's why boxing is fucking like, ugh. Can Porter beat Pac-Man? Absolutely not. Pac-Man will fuck that boy up, man. Pac-Man will fuck that boy up. Pac-Man would love, Pac-Man would love for fucking Porter to come in swinging fucking, with his head, swinging head first, head button and throwing hooks over the top, man. Like, he'll get cracked. He'll get cracked with a hook coming in, right on the chin. He'll go to sleep. Yes. Cruz. Danny has ducked everything. Everything that's got the so-called elite stamp on it, he has ducked it. He don't want no smoke, man. He don't. And his daddy know that about him. See, this the thing, though, right? Your coach knows who you can beat and you can't beat, man. Every fighter knows that. Every person who knows boxing knows this. Just because you fuck with somebody, you know what I mean? If you in their corner, don't think. Danny Garcia's relationship is with his coach is his father, you feel me? So when Danny Garcia talking to his pops at home behind closed doors, you know what his pops is saying to him? We can't take a Bud Crawford fight. You can't beat him. He got to be honest with him. Your dad going to be honest with you. He going to tell you can't win. You can't win that fight. Even if you got belief and you want to go do it yourself, he'd be like, all right, go ahead. You commit suicide. But I ain't going to train you for that shit. Or I'm going to train you for it and I'm going to watch you get dogged. But the thing is, it don't matter who a fighter is or who a fighter ain't or what's your relationship to him or not or whatever. You know a certain person can beat a certain person. But when you talk on that level of elite, that's when you like, shit, we gonna have to see. It becomes literally a fucking 50-50 conversation of something we have to put into existence and watch. Almost like how Tommy Hearns and fucking Marvin Hagler went life and death in the middle of the ring. I'm talking about slinging straights at each other, back to back to back, hooked and all. Boom, boom, boom. All the way into the late rounds. Like, till that motherfucker leaned on the ropes and just couldn't take no more. Like, shit like that. You don't know how it's going to go till you get in the ring. Niggas could have easily been like, man, I got Hearns, I got Hagler, but you don't know who going to win shit like that. But when it comes to stuff like this, these fighters today, man, you know who a wash who, man. It ain't no secret, man. It ain't no secret. Because when I look at what Bud Crawford done, I look at a lot of these dudes like, a lot of these dudes can't get past Victor Postal. You want to know why they can't? I know they can't get past Victor Postal. Like, if Victor Postal came up to 147, he'd be a fucking problem. He'd be an absolute problem because Josh Taylor could barely get past Victor Postal. I repeat, Josh Taylor could barely get past Victor Postal. But what did Bud do to him? Hands up. Blocking his shots with his gloves once he got his timing. Beating him down with hooks. Beating him, sticking his tongue out at him. Playing with him. Playing with him. Playing with him. That's the difference when you elite. Punch says, if the fighter that should win is having a hard time, the judges will be there for him in a second. Hell yeah, the judges are the biggest coddlers in the fucking ring, man. They the biggest coddlers on the outside of the ring. Not a boxer's mama. Not a boxer's mama. It ain't the boxer's mama that's the biggest nurturer on the outside of the ring. It's the judges that save these clowns. John Ryder should be a champion right now. Matt Corbar should have been a champion right now. Dennis Hogan should be a champion right now. Because he beat Jaime Munguia. We all know that. We all know that. Like we just got to keep it funky, man. Keep it real. But we already know. It just don't coincide with the politics, man. So you already know what they going to do. They look at them dudes like, oh, they old. They not really marketable. People ain't going to take to them and want to watch they fights. He a champion, blah, blah, blah. Man, yes, they do. Because they fighting men, man. That's what it's all about. People think it's all about what you look like and shit like that is going to determine, you know what I'm saying, what you going to make or how many people going to like you. Yeah, being handsome and all of that and charismatic helps, but that's not what it's about. It's about the dog in you. That's what sell the tickets. People want to see bloodshed, man. They don't want to go in that joint and see you all night, man, barely scraping by niggas like they want to see wars, man. Wars define ticket sales, man. And wars and going through wars, that builds up. It builds up a storyline. It builds up a dialogue, a synopsis for the future, rematches, stories, heroes and villains, shit like that. All the constable says those fights last night was a showcase Danley's talents and his confidence builder for Hurd. I don't think it was meant to be competitive. Absolutely not. And that's what I was saying earlier. It wasn't meant to be competitive. It was meant to show off their talents. It was meant to and Shiz Biz, and that's the reason why Josh Taylor edged that fight out because he dropped Postal. But that whole fight, he was having problems with that nigga. Problems. Postal, like I said, I ain't talking about Josh Taylor not fucking Josh Taylor's elite. He's 20 for real. He's 2019 fighter of the year for me. But what I'm saying though, when you look at a guy like Josh Taylor and shit having problems with a Victor Postal, what do you think the rest of these dudes is going to do? For real, that's Jose Ramirez mandatory. And honestly, I don't think Jose Ramirez can beat him. That's a bad style for him. It's a bad style, man. Jose Ramirez, that is a bad style for him. Yeah, bro, that shit was kind of crazy when the crowd started booing Hurd, man. That was crazy. It was crazy, man. But the politics, man, they dictate the moves, man. They dictate the moves. But these guys, man, these guys they're like I said, man, slowly but surely the skirt's gonna keep getting lifted off of these dudes, man. And you're gonna see the pussy in them for what they really are. Slowly but surely, the skirt is getting peeled back. Martin Machine, salute. Slowly, Leighton Evelyn, salute. Slowly but surely, the skirt is getting peeled back because these dudes is getting beat in showcase fights, man. They not performing in showcase fights. That's not a good look, fam. It's not a good look. You can't, like y'all getting beat. Like, the belts is just exchanging hands. Like, those damn 154 belts is being prostituted out there. They just exchanging hands left and right. Like, everybody getting them. That's bad, man. Like, for real. And Jared Hurd got what it takes. Like, before this shit was happening, Jared Hurd got what it takes to hold them belts if we get back to the elite level pressure fighting and just focus on the slips on the inside. Like I said, the transition, the slips and the head movement. Don't change him, though. He's an elite level fighter at pressure fighting. You can't be having him out there with the phone up to his ear trying to stick. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Regis versus Jose Ramirez. Regis knocks him out. Regis knocks him out. Good fight. Great fight. Great fight. But Regis is the type of guy, he ain't gonna sit there and just go to war with you. He ain't had no choice with Josh Taylor because Josh Taylor could box just as well as, you know what I'm saying, like, he proved he could fight on the inside and he proved that he had a lot of motherfucking strength in his legs and shit to stand in there and go toe-to-toe. Like, I felt as though Regis could have changed the outcome of that shit, but he chose to do what he chose to do. But I feel like Rougarou knocks Jose Ramirez out. Eddie Scott, salute. Tackle Davis, these divisions are slowly filling up with the killers. Absolutely. And sooner than later, no one can be able to hide. That is a fact. From the young Goonies all the way up to the OGs, man. From the young Goonies all the way up to the OGs, man. From the young Goonies all the way up to the OGs, man. The talent pools is filling up. It's filling up. I can't stress it enough how excited I am about 130, 135, 140, 147, and even 126, man. With my man Shakur down there, man. The Goonies is out. And these dudes ain't going to be able to hide no more. And the PBC stable is so freaking thin. That's why I don't know what the hell Ray Vargas was doing by signing with him. There ain't no belts over there for him. He can't get no championship fights. Yo, the PBC don't have enough fighters to continue doing what they doing, man. They about to have to stop. Or they going to have to mix it up with other people. That's why I feel like the Tyson Fury press conference, that shit was... That was you know what that shit reminded me of? That shit reminded me of when I was a kid, man, and there was this little dog there was this dog called like the My Buddy. And the joint, like the song used to go, my buddy, wherever I go, he goes, my buddy. Yeah, like shit like that. I think that's how the song went or something like that. That's how I felt every time one of them niggas spoke. It felt like my buddy, whatever I say, he says, like like that type shit. Like they was on some my buddy type stuff, like the whole night. And I felt like I was like, oh, here it is, here's the agenda shit. Here we go, We pushing narratives. Here it is, top rank and goddamn Fox are trying to combat Matchroom. I didn't feel that angle at the first press conference. But then after what Andre Ward was saying, sitting down with Mark Kriegel and all of them dudes, talking about the Fury Wilder fight from what damn, yo. I'm going to say this shit and I'm going to say it one time because it's really hard to get off the tip of my fucking tongue. And you'll understand why once I say it. But it's actually giving me a fucking headache just even thinking about having to say this shit, honestly. When they did that press conference yesterday, and Deontay Wilder was sitting there across from Tyson Fury, and that fucking girl, get her the fuck out of here, man. I don't have no problems with girls doing playing the moderator and shit like that, being the moderator, but she ain't got no business hosting that shit, man. She's just all the wrong type of energy in that motherfucker, man. Like, for real. Where's Jamil at? Like, anyway, okay, so I'm gonna just get right to it. The girl Holly asked Tyson Fury if he feels as though he has a better resume than Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury didn't say that he had a better resume. He didn't just say, yes, he has a better resume than me. But he basically said, this man's knocked out everybody in front of him. How could I deny him? So, but we already know you don't feel that way. You know his resume is ass. He downplayed his Klitschko performance, even though I felt as though if Klitschko would have threw his hands, it would have been a different fight. He wouldn't have won them titles. But my whole thing is this. You won the titles from Klitschko. You fought Derek Chisora twice. You fought the Steve Cunninghams. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's better than anything Deontay Wilder has done. So for you to sit up there and say, this man's the hardest hitter in history, to blow him up, to put him up there with Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali and shit like that, and to even think that's acceptable, man, look. You talking about somebody that's mad? I knocked my whole fucking table over yesterday because it's bullshit. It's bullshit what they doing. Talking about, oh, this the biggest fighter since Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. No, the fuck it's not. The only reason y'all consider it's the biggest heavyweight fight because y'all two fucking idiots is too scared to fight the nigga across the street. Well, I mean the nigga across the pond that's giving y'all the biggest offers. Y'all over there fighting for pennies, acting like y'all putting on a world spectacle, man. Come on, man. Sucking each other off and shit, holding each other Johnsons in y'all fucking hands like shake weights and shit like that. Playing with each other's Johnsons like shake. They playing with each other's cocks in their hands like shake weights, bruh. Stroking each other's ego. Regardless, I was highly upset. I didn't appreciate the bullshit Fugazi tactics. I didn't appreciate the my buddy, wherever I go, he goes syndrome that they complex that they had. I didn't appreciate all of that shit. Yo, you trying to sell a fight? Talk that shit, man. Don't be up there fake like, man, that shit was fake as hell, man. That was the worst press conference I ever seen in my life. For real. Because he really catered to that man's ego. And then to end that shit off, I'm going to end it like this, because I really don't even want to talk, like, for real. I'm so disgusted by the shit that they did yesterday and how they try to act like they got the best shit going on in the heavyweight division, talking about they glorifying their undefeated records and shit like that, knowing y'all got blue streaks on it, so y'all not undefeated. It just really pissed me off the shit they were selling them yesterday because I ain't buying it. And then you got the black dude to come up at the end and say, see, we can have a press conference without everybody being without being nasty to one another, being cordial, and still get in the ring and get it on. What the fuck you mean, you dumb motherfucker? Most people think on the surface, but I think a little bit deeper than that. I know what the fuck you were saying. You was basically saying, see Tyson Fury, you don't gotta go on Deontay Wilder like that, and it still can be everything it needs to be. Fuck out of here, man. All of you remember that dog? Yeah, they do remind me of the Chucky. That's where they actually got the movie from that dog. Yes, late Neville. It was an absolute farce. You supposed to be Wrench Gang 2, by the way. I'm gonna take care of that as soon as I get done with the live. Wayne Hennessy 2. I mean, my shit gonna be blue. Y'all, it's gonna be a bunch of blue wrenches in this motherfucker. Man, exactly, man. 702 Rebel, you exactly right. Wilder couldn't sell out a fucking high school gym. Wilder couldn't fucking sell out the damn brawl at the mall. That's just y'all think I'm lying about that shit. Google somebody, man. I pull out my phone right now. I pull up my other phone right now. I'm gonna type in the brawl at the mall. You won't believe which fight that was. That was his 20. It was his 24th or his 25th fight, I believe. It's 24th or his 25th fight, I believe. And you definitely can quote me on that. The brawl at the mall. But yeah, I was disgusted, man. I was super pissed to fucking sit there and just watch these niggas stroke each other's egos and basically, they come to an agreement to tone down Tyson Fury and all of this shit and basically lie because, hey, we're at the point where we're less than a month away, so we're gonna try to fucking sell as many tickets as we can, right? So hey, let's play fucking shake weight with each other's fucking dicks and fucking stroke each other and be on some bitch shit. Like when I see the motherfuckers, when I think of that press conference, all I think about is them niggas, niggas rashing each other's joints on some gay shit, man. Punch says 100 hands by the last fight against Brazil and the rematch against 60-year-old Ortiz to get the easy way 10 straight title defenses and comparing themselves to Ali. Man, yeah, man, that's cheap, man. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit, bro. Like everything they did was bullshit, man. You right, Leighton Evelyn. They was trying to fucking call in the public like Joshua don't exist. That's 100% facts. Gunright says 702 Rebel Facts King. They was giving tickets away in Vegas over the radio. That's 100% facts. My man Mike went to that joint. He from Vegas. Well, he moved out there from here. He's a Maryland nigga, then transferred out to Vegas, got a job doing good as fuck there. You know what I'm saying? He love it out there joint. Keep telling me to move out there for real. Two hands, did you see how Wilder tried to dap up Fury after the stare down? Absolutely. That was the only fucking good part of the whole damn press conference. You want to know what? There were only two parts. And I take notes. I take notes on all of this shit. I write it down. When I'm sitting and watching, because I analyze it. Because when I go to do my videos and stuff for y'all, I need my strong points that I can just key on so I'm not just all over the place when I'm trying to edit the video. So, the only two things that I gathered from Fury versus Wilder 2, as I watched it, was Wilder feels as though he can't make any adjustments, or he feels as though Tyson Fury can't make any adjustments, and bringing in different boxing brains and shit like that is only gonna play into his downfall. That was the only main thing. So I feel like, so basically what I'm saying with that is, even though we already know that, what I'm saying is Deontay Wilder is basing his confidence off of the fact that he's bringing other trainers in. So he feels as though that motivation is only solely due to fear, instead of the fact that great fighters bring great fighters and boxer punches like that on an elite level, bring in the other people to unlock other intangibles and other elements and add other elements to their game. You know, so Deontay wouldn't know anything about that. But as far as Tyson Fury is fucking concerned, man, absolute. The only two things that I liked out of that whole shit was when they brought up the fact of saying he was going to stand in front of him and punch him. I've been telling everybody since he said that 2-round shit what he meant by that. He wasn't going to stand in front of him and punch him. Tyson Fury said a punch. He's like I'm not going to stand in front of him and go toe to toe with him. I'm not retarded, but I'm going to put him on his back foot. I'm going to pressure Wilder. So I'm telling you, he's going to fight him exactly the way I think he's going to fight him and really pressure him and wear him down. And he's going to use all the walling tactics like when he was cut. But he's going to fight him on the inside, stay close to his chest, hook up his body, and go over top to the head, man. He's going to jab on the inside. Like, he's not going to fight him he's going to dance on him a little bit as well. He's going to dance on him. He's going to open up dancing. And then he's going to slip and shoot to the inside. And once he gets him to the inside, he's going to press him with that 6'10" weight. And fucking he's going to work the body and work the head. That's what I feel as though that was the only thing that I took from it that I even appreciated at that old conference that Tyson Fury said. Everything else was bullshit. Nothing else even mattered out of the whole shit. Wilder knows absolutely nothing about boxing history, knows nothing about being lineal. Shit, he don't even know nothing about the records he fucking holds or the significance of even being there because you kicked over cans to get there because that just goes to show you that you never fucking deserved it. You never deserved it. And on Wilder's end, the only thing that I took from that whole press conference that was probably like one of the things that I wanted to PowerPoint from that is the fact that he said that the fight is special for him. He said the fight is special for him because he said fighting Tyson Fury is a breath of fresh air because he can sell the fight. He said he can talk as well. He has the gift of gab basically in more ways than one. But that's not what he meant. Because Deontay Wilder, you fought all guys that were trash. So of course you weren't gonna sell any fights. You fought fucking a bunch of bubblegum rappers. So when it comes down to it, you know, Tyson, what he's really saying is Tyson Fury is an elite opponent where he feels as though he should get the recognition that he deserves from people like us, like new media, the people that are hard on him and shit like that. So he's hoping he can close out this chapter of his career with Tyson Fury on his resume as a W. He feels like his whole legacy is dependent upon Tyson Fury. So what does that tell? So you want to know what else that tells me, y'all? He's definitely not fighting Anthony Joshua because he feels as though his legacy hangs on the hat of him fighting and beating Tyson Fury. So he is not, I repeat, he is not ever going to fight Deontay. He's not ever going to fight Anthony Joshua. Let me read some of these comments. Lady Neverland says, I bet all of this is, I bet Ali is turning in his grave being compared to Wilder's 10 title defenses. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ziggy Zane, salute. Fight Fan 30, salute. Says, don't be surprised if Fury bails out of this fight a week before. It'll never happen. Wilder will be the one to do it first. Chidi Wagori says, probably because his resume is almost the same as Wilder's. Absolutely not. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know you know better than that, Chidi. You can't even compare, like, Vladimir Klitschko smashes everything on motherfucking Deontay Wilder's resume. Period. Vladimir Klitschko closed the conversation. He could have just fought Vladimir Klitschko alone and that closed the conversation. Deontay Wilder ain't Derek Chisora. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? If I'm lying, and I swear to God, I'm still in here. I would say I'm thugging, but I got my $400 month UGG boots on, the fold down duckbill joints. Timmy Nealon says Fury's not putting up his King of the Gypsy title. Funny as shit. Diego Davis says, man, everything that comes out of Wilder's mouth make me cringe, bro. I just start fucking fuming in a rant. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm the type of person to where, Wilder definitely grinds my gears as well. Because it's like it's not enough that you already fucking hijacking the media with your senseless, lackluster, factless banter. But you continue to fucking try to drive your point home to where it's like, have you ever had a person try to, you know what it's like when a person tries to force themselves in your circle? Like it tries to, like, no matter what they do, they go out of their way to try to get you to like them. And no matter what, you just don't fuck with them. Like, it's just like, nah, bro, we ain't never gonna be cool. It's not ever gonna be what you think it's gonna be. Well, just chill, fam. You ever had one of them type of motherfuckers? Like, he's that type of person in the media, man. He's that type of person that instead he can make his point in 2 minutes and be done, but he's gonna take the whole 10 if he's granted that. Because he feels like the more he talks, the more he's gonna get people to pay attention to what he's saying. It ain't about how long you talk, bro. It's about the point you're getting across. That's it. That's it. That's why Jay-Z is magnificent. Because he can say in fucking one line what it takes people to say in whole songs. It don't take fucking like Wilder tries to force his personality up on you. Like he tries to feel like, tries to drive it home and make you like him. Nobody's gonna like that guy. Like, you can't force somebody to like you, bro. All the Constable says, I can't stomach either of them. I can't wait until this fight happens so we can typo. But I feel what you're saying. She says Fury got Vlad True, that then Wilder, and he's got Derek Chisora twice. Made Derek Chisora quit on the fucking stool, and he's got cruiserweight champion Steve Cunningham that came up to fight him at heavyweight. Let's not forget that. Dago Davis says, I remember I saw a tweet from George Foreman saying Wilder is the best fighter in America. I almost snapped my phone in half. Bruh, that's the type of shit I'm talking about, man. It's agenda-driven bullshit. And people can't sit up here and act like, man, relationships don't extend to these legends outside of boxing. Like, there's phone calls and there's fucking direct messages going out to these guys like, hey, do you mind saying this in the public about my guy? Do you mind saying that in the public about my guy? Hoping that it translate into public likeness. But that's just not the case, man. It's absolutely not the case. It's not going to happen like that. Can't expect that. Right. Fury didn't talk about Wilder's resume. What he didn't do was he didn't say he had a better resume than Wilder. That's what pissed me off. Because he does. And the fact that he didn't say that lets me know that was a coddled press conference. Like, fuck that. Like, I didn't like that shit. That press conference was designed to look a certain way. It was designed not to ruffle feathers. It was designed not to have dudes against each other and get ready for a fucking fight that's coming up in less than 30 days. What it was their way of trying to fucking make the best out of a fucked up situation. Because I'm telling you, this fight, I swear to God, it's gonna tank, bro. It's going to tank. These are supposed to be the two biggest heavyweights in the world, so they say, coming together, right? That's what they saying, right? They two of the biggest heavyweights in the world. They the number one and number two, so they say, right? So, let's see what the number one and number two do as far as pay-per-views. Let's see what they do. I guarantee you that shit won't crack 450,000. I guarantee you it won't crack 450,000. Let me say it again, people. I guarantee you that shit won't crack 450,000. The presser was extremely weird. People should hear what Teddy Atlas got to say about Wilder. Man, I put the recording out. I put the whole fucking recording out and the video out about the windmill pussy. But now fucking Teddy Atlas seems to be talking him up a little bit. From the last that I've heard, Punch, unless you've been hearing differently recently. Leighton Evans says, if Wilder loses, the Wildettes will say Joshua lost, so it don't matter. Wilder's still better. Watch. Look, I was having a conversation on the live yesterday, and I'll do you even one better than that. I was straight up saying that if Anthony Joshua was to ever fight Deontay Wilder, which I know that ain't going to happen, and Anthony Joshua knocks him spark the fuck out, saying, which I think Anthony Joshua will get him out of there by the third or fourth round. Anthony Joshua knocks him spark the fuck out. You want to know what them Wilder niggas going to do? They going to say, well, you already know he ain't nothing but a one-trick pony. You already know he don't got no technique. Y'all already said he don't got no chin. Everybody know he can't fight. All he got is the right hand. He always down on the cards. He's always losing on the cards. You know he ain't nothing but a one-trick pony. That ain't shit. So he ain't, Wilder ain't nothing no way. They gonna throw him up under the bus, call him trash, and then discredit Anthony Joshua for stopping him. I promise you that's gonna happen. I put my mama on it, that's gonna happen. Like, they gonna discredit that shit. They gonna say you stopped the dude that has no technical ability, that didn't have no business being in there with him in the first place. I promise you that's how it's gonna go. It wouldn't go any other way. Early Constable says it won't crack 350. I said 450 just being nice considering it's supposed to be a heavyweight mega fight and considering how they promoting it all through every college bowl game, how they promoted it through the college football championships, and they about to promote it through the Super Bowl, and they are being busy on the television. But I still don't, and it's supposed to be a heavyweight clash. So I'm just saying, at the even like that bitch won't do 450,000. I said yesterday. Those were my numbers yesterday. As a matter of fact, all that I said it would do around 350. It wouldn't do 350,000. It would be lucky to do 350,000. Is what I said. I believe. Absolutely, they'll lie about the numbers, but you know we got Rick Glazes and stuff out of there. And then, oh my God, did you see the fucking press that was at the press conference? You see the press pundits that were there? They had that shit so designed and set up to where nobody but Mike Copinger and who else? Just a couple other major fucking outlets could speak. They wouldn't let nobody talk. And that joint was dead as hell in that joint. It was a straight studio press conference that was truly designed, man. That was a disappointment, dude. That was a fucking disappointment, man. Absolutely, Punch. Lennox's comments are fucking extremely cringeworthy. That's what I'm saying, Cheaty. His resume is 1,000% better than Wilder's. And it pissed me off that he alluded to the fact. Like, he wouldn't even say his resume was better. He just was being highly evasive. He avoided the questioning and just sucked that man off and played shake weight with his PP, motherfucking about the 40 so-called 43 knockouts. He don't have 43 knockouts. I'm tired of people saying that. Tyson Fury, he didn't knock you out. Bermain Severn, he didn't knock him out. So how does he have 43 knockouts? If he went to the decision with Bermain Severn and he went to the decision with you, doo-doo, fuck is he talking about? Tony Line salute. Just come on, just went out to eat with my youth. What we chatting about, bro? Right now we just talking about how disgusting that press conference was, bro. Like that press conference was like an absolute cringe, man. So that's just basically what the topic is right now, and pretty much all things boxing. Anything we talk about, any questions y'all ask, that's what we talking about. Fans, he says, they probably sat, they probably say that AJ fought him out his prime. Exactly, bro. I'm telling you. Anthony Joshua stops Deontay Wilder, bro. I'm telling you. They gonna say that nigga was trash. They gonna say he was trash anyway. Look at his resume. Who has he fought? He went against Tyson Fury and lost. So what did you expect them to do? AJ fought, and then they gonna talk about AJ resume about how many active top 10 heavyweights he done knocked off, or active champions he done knocked off. Yeah, that's what they gonna do. He'll never get credited for Wilder. That's why I don't understand why he chases him down. He's not gonna get credit for that shit. He gonna get credited by the world though for Alexander Usyk. He'll get credit like a motherfucker for beating Tyson Fury, but not Deontay Wilder. They'll never give him that credit. They'll say he knocked off a one-trick pony, skid mark ass, doodoo face ass bitch. Marcelo Hernandez, salute, salute. Twins, what's good? Do you know who is going to be on the undercard? I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't even thought about the undercard quite yet. Normally they man, look, they've been doing such a bad job with this thing, man, that and the promotion has been so lackluster, bro, that they probably don't even got the undercard together yet. For real, what I thought it would be great if they did like a top rank versus PBC undercard. That would have been fire. So it would have been top to bottom, like PBC versus top rank guys. And then throw in some, you know what I'm saying, like some regular title fights in there. Like maybe have like the co-main, like a WBA regular title match or some shit like that. And then like a card underneath being like a WBO Intercontinental belt or some shit like that. But have it be a PBC top rank undercard since you're co-promoting anyway, and just make it a PBC versus kind of top rank thing and see who come out on top from top to bottom. That shit would have been dope. 702 says, as long as Wilder is fighting, it won't sell. But wants 50-50 from Anthony Joshua. Absolutely, 702. And my thing about that is, Anthony Joshua should never acquiesce to those type of demands. Like he shouldn't. He should not let. He shouldn't get a man 50-50. He shouldn't even talk about 50-50. He shouldn't even give him the impression that he's a bigger star than what he is. Because honestly, Anthony Joshua should have stuck to his guns, stayed quiet, no matter how many people mentioned it. It's been very stern about responding to people when they ask you about Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, and then wait for the smoke to clear and look at the numbers that they generate at the end of it. And then you still can't gauge their star power because they had to come together and generate a certain type of number. And if that number is as lackluster as I believe it to be, you could sit back and laugh about that shit. Because after this payday, and say he fights Tyson Fury again, what other mega fight could he put together? And it's not even a mega fight. What other baby? What other fucking like? It's just I can't call. I feel bad calling it a super fight. I feel bad calling it a mega fight, a super fight, because those things turn the world upside down. You feel me? Those are the things that like they resonate in people's ears, from barbershops to lunch breaks to going out in the public, chilling with your mans in the afternoon, talking on the phone about it. The anticipation is uncanny. You don't get that. You don't get that feeling or that vibe from dealing with these dudes at all. You don't get that feeling that that this is going to be a huge fight. Like hardcore boxing fans just want shit to be over with when it comes to the dealings of guys like Deontay Wilder and shit like that. This is no super fight. And to speak 50-50 on Anthony Joshua, for Anthony Joshua to speak 50-50, or For those guys to even think they're even entitled to such. They're absolutely out their fucking mind. And I will remind those guys who the F they are. And if those guys were really, really about their legacy and about their money, they would know lining up with Anthony Joshua anyway, you're going to get stupid paid because the Saudis want to put up that check. Like Anthony Joshua, any fight he does, like if he does that fight with, if he gets the fight with Tyson Fury next or some shit like that, the Saudis ready to drop a crazy bag. And we already seen the bag they dropped last time. We saw what AJ got off that. You saw when Andy Ruiz got off fucking around with them Saudis. Shit. You should want to, it shouldn't even be no, it shouldn't even be no fucking conversation. You feel me? We shouldn't even be complaining about money when we talking Anthony Joshua. I don't get, that's what lets you know what's in certain individuals' hearts by the way they talk when it comes to dealing with this guy. Like, and that's what bothers me about it. And I'm like, yo, Anthony Joshua's got to stand, he's got to stand tall and strong and quiet like a mountain. Tall, strong, and quiet. Very visible. Everyone can fucking see you. They have to look up to you because they know you the biggest thing out there. They have no choice no matter where they drive, no matter where they go, no matter what radio they turn on, a TV or whatever, or when they look out of, when do they look out of, they gotta see you. They gotta see you big as fuck, standing tall, quiet, not mentioning them in their feelings, trying to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, am I going to get at this dude, or am I just going, you know what I mean? Admit that I just don't want to smoke and just move on, take chump change and be gone with my career. But that's only if Anthony Joshua is just done entertaining the nonsense. But Anthony Joshua just to stand tall, strong, and quiet, bro. That's it. Because he don't have to do nothing. Facts. Andy Ruiz did sell more than Wilder. That's facts. He broke fucking all of the British pay-per-view records with Andy Ruiz, bro. With Andy Ruiz. Now imagine what he do with Fury. Cheaty, I understand it's about undisputed, but at the same time, you gotta say fuck. You gotta say fuck them belts. You can't be the champion of the world. You can't be the biggest draw. You can't be the cash cow and everything. And you can't be running down guys that can't fill up a 19,000 goddamn seat arena on their own. When Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder met the first time, they couldn't fill up a 19,000 seat arena. And Anthony Joshua already said, if Andy Ruiz was the biggest fucking that was the biggest upset of the year, then basically what Anthony Joshua just came off of was the biggest comeback of the year. So what makes them deserve 50-50? In that case, Anthony Joshua should deserve 70-30, correct? Anthony Joshua just made $85 million in the desert. They put up a freaking stadium and took it. They put up a boxing ring in a stadium and tore it down in one night just for Anthony Joshua. And he broke all types of records with Fat Boy. Those guys can't do it. It comes to a point to where you're not going to whore yourself out for no green belt. That belt don't mean nothing. That belt don't mean shit. Yeah, you want to be undisputed. Do you know how many years Anthony Joshua still got in the game that they don't, and he can still be undisputed? Like, it comes to a point to where, like, bruh, you got to know your fucking worth. When has fucking Floyd Mayweather ever let some guy that can't fill up a goddamn seat dictate his purse? Did Floyd Mayweather let Manny Pacquiao dictate the terms? Absolutely not. Do Canelo let anybody dictate the terms? And what do? They beg him for fights, right? They beg Floyd for fights. They beg Manny Pacquiao for fights. They be juicing at the gills to fight Manny Pacquiao. But why is it different for Anthony Joshua? Because they don't want to fight him. They only saying that. They only saying that shit so they can get clout off the nigga, man. You're not going to throw away, bruh, you're not going to throw away everything for no damn WBC belt. I'm sorry. Never in life. Never in life. That's why I said, fuck Undisputed. Yeah, Pulev been on the hit list for a while, but he got injured, so that fight didn't happen. But he ready to fight Pulev potentially in Turkey for an obscene amount of money in Istanbul. No, Chidi, Usyk shouldn't be next. And I'm going to tell you why Usyk shouldn't be next. Usyk is the WBO mandatory. Pulev is the IBF mandatory. So if Anthony Joshua fights Usyk, the IBF is definitely going to strip him. They definitely going to strip him. That belt is going to go up for a Kubrat Pulev mandatory, and Anthony Joshua is not going to see that IBF belt no more because it's going to be on the top ranked side of the street. The thing is to strategically keep all four of the belts that he have in his fucking camp. So even if he does start releasing belts, he's releasing them to matchroom guys, not fucking not well, even he can get in bed with top ranked guys, but if they got a hold of that belt, Bob Arum probably would make a fight with Anthony Joshua when I think about it. That's a lot of money, but for real, that Bob Arum be talking crazy and shit. Like they all be talking crazy kind of for real. Like I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that. But regardless, I wouldn't let that motherfucking WBO go first. I wouldn't take the WBO mandatory first. You gotta take the IBF. So you can chill on the IBF. You ain't gotta worry about that for another fucking 9 months to a year. And then focus on the WBO. If you gotta release it, let that shit go up and let Usyk and Chisora fight for it. Then you fight the winner of Usyk and Chisora if that fight comes to fruition. He's saying the same thing, two hands, with explaining it to E-Punch while AJ is fighting Pulev next to Usyk. Oh, that's what's up. And Joshua collected all of them belts, and Wilder wants them all for one fight. Fuck out of here. Exactly. They all greedy and jealous. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you, like, dog, like, to think that they deserve 50-50 is crazy. But see, it's kind of crazy. When Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua, oh, he this great fighter. Oh, this nigga started talking about he won 50 million. Started trying to stonewall him. Eddie Hearn legit, I mean legit, had to fucking sick the lawyers on that man to make him fall in place. As soon as they got that paperwork from that lawyer saying that they was being sued for breach of contract, what's the first thing Andy Ruiz did? He put out a tweet talking about, you can't scare me into a good time. Saudi Arabia, oh, they treating me right. They got a lot of good goats and rice. Fuck out of here, man. Switch up your tune real quick. They did everything they did to try to hijack it for an extra little bit of fucking money. But he's talking about he won 50 million to fight Joshua. See how it is? It's crazy to me how it always, when it comes to Anthony Joshua, motherfuckers need the earth, the stars, the land, the seas, and the moon and to fight him. But when it comes to these other guys, I take 750,000. I take 1.2 million. I take 2.1 million. I take fucking 3 million. I take pussy footed chump change. What's up with that? What's up? What's up? Talk to me nice. What's up with that? You want to know what that is? That's a bunch of clowns that's scared of them, bruh. When you price yourself out when it comes to a certain nigga, man, you know you scared. You want to know why? Because they know that nigga the truth, bruh. Everybody know he the truth, man. Everybody know Anthony Joshua is the truth. The absolute truth. You right, gun rights. Bob will work with anybody if it makes sense. You know, but for some reason, I think if Bob Arum right now got a hold of a heavyweight title, I kind of think that, yeah, he would work with, yeah, he would. He would, but I wouldn't want to risk it though, because it's something kind of, I feel like it's like something, like they trying to pull something right now, and I ain't necessarily got my finger on it quite yet, but it's something they trying to do right now. Like, and it's all boiling down to discrediting Anthony Joshua for some odd reason. I know he's the biggest guy in the game or whatever. But it's something deeper than that. And they haven't publicly said something that made me think that it's because of that quite yet. Because like I said, last year in 2019, the Zone and Top Rank came together for um for six six different shows. So I know they have the propensity to work together. That's not even the issue. Is it's just something about this heavyweight division right now and Anthony Joshua. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's just something I can't put my finger on right now, man. I'm not making sense of. But it's like Frank Warren and Bob Arum, Kubrat Pulev, Tyson Fury. A lot of these dudes working overtime when it comes to Anthony Joshua in this situation with the belts. Shit, Andre Ward. I know they got that fight going on right now, and I know it's got a lot to do with that. But even before the fight, they had an angle. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is. That's a fact, gun rights. Oscar, you right. And Golden Boy's willing to make fights with anybody. You know what I mean? Like it just it's always got to make sense. But see, the crazy thing to me is Wilder versus Fury makes absolutely no sense though. I mean, it probably makes sense to Bob because Bob ain't take the type of L's that I don't know. Bob did kind of take an L, like, because Bob took an L with Tyson Fury. He did. Because he ain't made no, like, dog. That $100 million ESPN top rank gave Tyson Fury, he ain't made $1 off that shit yet. He ain't made $1, bro. Eddie's way of handling his fighters and making these other promoters pay more than they would like to do. Yeah, but you know, Eddie's got a. There's a method to Eddie's madness though. Like Eddie trying to get guys in the ring because he knows those certain names. He's going to generate the ticket sales, the seats, and the buys. Like it's because the Zoom's putting pay per view out of business, so they're ganging up on Joshua. Absolutely, I'm hip to that too. I've even said something about that, and the fact that they got that Cox cable pay per view deal, saying they're gonna put on at least 4 to 6 pay per views every year. But that's the PBC side of things. So you know Bob Arum's angle with Al Heyman is to come together, and he's willing to work with Al Heyman because Bob Arum wants a piece of that pay per view action. He's not fucking feel. Even though he understands that he needed to move in the direction of the streams and is working out for him, he still wants to dive in that pay per view action. So that's why he's dealing with Al Heyman. So I'm figuring that if that Cox deal is going through and they're gonna do something, it's gonna have to be a lot of co-promotions between Top Rank and Premier Boxing Champions. If that thing even wants, if it's remotely even gonna if it's even remotely going to move the needle, I should say, because there's no guarantee that they're going to be highly successful with what they do over on the pay per view side of things if they're not going to bring the necessary fighters in to sell those pay per views. You feel me? So I know Bob Arum is highly keen on working with Al Heyman for that reason. But outside of that, like when it comes, but why is it that Anthony Joshua, they treat Anthony Joshua like the plague because it's like, hey, they would rather Al Heyman and Bob Arum would rather work together and try to win than see Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua undisputed and the UK rule the whole because Once Anthony Joshua gets that green belt, becomes undisputed, has all five of those belts. No, that's five including the IBO. If he has all of the belts and he becomes undisputed, that means the heavyweight division is on lock. World Boxing Super Series does business with the Zone and Matchroom. Um, so you might as well say the 170, the 175 class is on lock. Also, all of the belts are in. All of the belts from the heavyweight division down to 160 pounds all reside with Matchroom in Top Rank. Then you look at 154 and 147. All of the belts reside with Premier Boxing Champions, except the WBO, and at 154, except the WBO as well, with Patrick Teixeira. Patrick Teixeira floats, and he's with Golden Boy. He floats around, so he fights a lot on Top Rank, but he floats around between Top Rank and all the rest of the motherfuckers. So he kind of Golden Boy. You can kind of do your own thing with that because they don't have broadcasting deals. So, and then if you get below that, still all of the belts really reside with Matchroom and Top Rank. So if they got their heavyweight division, they got that one WBC belt. The heavyweight division is gone. Oh yeah, the only other thing is at 168, you got Caleb Plant and Benavidez holding up two belts, and then the other two belts on the other side with El Mundo Smith, and Billy Joe. So they trying to do anything to prevent the Zone from being a fucking corporate takeover, which they necessarily have already done it. You just not willing to get with the times and get with the way the structure of the boxing world is moving. That's going to be beneficial to all active parties involved. All active parties involved could benefit off of this thing. It could be very lucrative. Everybody can make money, and everybody could do exceptionally well. But nobody wants to play well. Nobody wants to fucking. Everybody wants to use the swing set, but not share the other two swings. It's three swings on the fucking swing set, but you don't want them to operate the other two. You know what I mean? It's a lot of world out here, man. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of yen. It's a lot of pounds. It's a lot of shillings. It's a lot of dollars out here, man, for everybody to get. You feel me? And I said it's facts, but the biggest heavyweight fight he could make, it was a move to get into the heavyweight talk. Absolutely. Fury might get Top Rank broke. You right, two hands. G-Bams, C salute. PBC are a big problem in boxing. Absolutely. E-Punch says, I wish that Dana would buy the PBC. Absolutely. He would change that joint around and then he'd try to start a fucking boxing monopoly. Gotta watch Dana White. Alvin Charles says, Al Heyman and Bob are teaming up to protect the pay-per-view model. Absolutely. That's exactly what I said, Alvin Charles. I couldn't agree with you anymore. Tim Nealon says, if AJ drops the IBF, Pulev could end up fighting Ruiz with Kalnacki for it. Absolutely. G-Bams, those guys don't want to get paid well. And why they loyal? I have no idea why they're loyal, but they don't get paid well at all. But they continue to be loyal to these guys nonstop. And I think that's just because, a lot of these kids come out from poverty situations, and then they put a bunch of handlers around them, and then their head get to spinning, and they tell young boy, I'm gonna let this guy makes, he's gonna guide you in this, he's gonna look over your portfolio, he's gonna make sure you right, you have this and this and this, we're gonna make sure your assets and your liabilities and all that's protected. You don't have nothing to worry about. We got you in a good space, get you in the gym, working out, boo, boo, boo. Try to get them focused on the gym or focus on partying. That way you're not focusing on your money. And a lot of those guys feel like they in debt to Al Heyman. And in my personal opinion, Al Heyman is no more than Kaiser Sose from The Usual Suspects. He's a guy that's highly mentioned, but nobody ever gets to see. But who do you see all of the time? Sam Watson. I feel like Sam Watson is the powerful guy at the PBC. Ziggy Zane says, my theory is that because AJ is not well established in the American market, Bob and Alex etc. were trying to ruin his image as much as possible. Not understanding the AJ brand is international and evidently. Well, I agree. I agree. That's why I feel as though AJ should come over here and do two fights on American soil. I feel like he should fight Don King's fighter, Trevor Bryant, and fight maybe like take shit, fight Pulev over here. G Bands OC says Eddie's not ready to Usyk. Yeah, Anthony Joshua wants that fight right now, actually, and I think that's a fight. I don't think Alexander Usyk really has the necessary punch resistance to handle those shots from Anthony Joshua quite yet. And Alexander Usyk absorbs a lot of shots. I don't know if he can absorb those shots. I don't know. It's different. It's a completely different ball game. And in the way Alexander Usyk was trying to break down Chaz Witherspoon, it's just like he breaks down every other opponent. And he wasn't truly successful. And I mean, he was successful, but I don't feel like that type of activity will be able to work with Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua's got, I'm going to hit you once and I change the course of the whole fight and it's over kind of power. Rice Mavi says if Fury wins, AJ versus Fury will happen. Trust me. That's exactly what I said. Gun Rights is going to be a dust up in the United Kingdom, or they're going to move, or Eddie Hearn is going to do his best to get into Saudi Arabia, so they can make so both of those guys could probably make shit. Fury could probably make anywhere between fucking 50 to 75 million, and Anthony Joshua will probably make like 250 million for that fight. Maybe anywhere between 125 to 250 million for that fight. Because if he made 85 for Ruiz, I see Anthony Joshua making about 250 fighting Ruiz. I mean, fighting uh, 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 damn it, fighting Tyson Fury for an undisputed championship. Absolutely. I'll say he's going to be working with Al on Spence versus Crawford, and a lot of fights to come. Alvin Charles, I absolutely hope so, man, because we just need things to take off, man. Boxing is too great of a sport for it to be getting disregarded as far as the major players that's in the game, disregarding all of the challenges and all of the talent. Because I'm like, look, if you didn't want to get punched in your face by elite fighters, then why did you get in the hurt business to say you're the best in the world? Because the money is only really dictated by you being the best and fighting the best. The big checks come from you taking on the bigger fights. So if you jumped in the hurt business and you never really wanted to get hurt, why the fuck are you wasting the fans' time? Let other people come in who's really got that fuck it in them that wants to fight anybody step in place and let's get it on, man. That's all I gotta say about it. I just want Fury to win so Bob and Eddie can negotiate. Absolutely, absolutely. That has been my sentiments since the very beginning, since the inception of this whole thing. That is what I've been saying. That is what I've been wanting to happen, and I hope that it does happen that way. I really do. Dumb Rice said, Alvin, yeah, he said that, but those conversations is really based on if Al Heyman is being truthful, because no doubt in my mind, Bob always has been real on making the fights happen. He didn't last this long. Absolutely, man. Bob Arum is very, very understanding of the times they're changing and um, keeping up with the heartbeat of how to do business in boxing and the heartbeat of boxing itself and the players in boxing. That's why he has a certain type of team around him at all times, and that's how they make the moves they make. Because if Bob Arum was stale, you got to think Bob Arum just probably closed out and had the biggest probably had the biggest fourth quarter out of any other fucking promoter. He signed Josh Taylor and Naoya Inoue. So hats off to that guy for making those signings. Wilder thinks he could be like Floyd. He can try all he wants to, but the difference between Floyd Mayweather and Deontay Wilder is the work ethic and the belief. Absolutely right, Gun Mafia. No, he will not. Tony Line says Al Gaiman needs to train Needs a train run up on him. Oh shit. If anybody knows who that man is, they might end up training fucking Sam Watson. Probably Sam Watson for real. Is Floyd coming back or is Dalen Pulley salute? Is Floyd coming back or is he clout thirsty? Floyd is actually coming back, but I feel as though it's contingent upon a couple of things. I thought, from what I heard, Dana White, Zuffa Boxing, and TMT has done a deal where it's Floyd in like 3 exhibition bouts or something like that, 3 or 4 exhibition bouts, something that has to do with them working together. That's inked Floyd a lot of money, but I feel like because of Dana White wanted Zuffa Boxing to take off by like 2021 or some shit like that. I feel like they're trying to break Zuffa Boxing in the game in some way, shape, or form, and they're trying to use Floyd Mayweather as the vessel that propels people to want to look in that direction and have all eyes on that particular situation. Because we know when Floyd moves, everybody watches. That's just the way it is. Mega fucking star, billionaire business. So in that case, who knows what Floyd, because Floyd is, regardless of whether people want to, he might be illiterate, but Floyd is a very smart individual. So Floyd is probably coming together. Who knows? Him and Dana White with their money, and those guys say, because see, people don't think about this. Okay, Dana and Floyd and Dana have been doing successful business with one another since Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Absolute fucking mega pay-per-view. Mega pay-per-view. They sold that pay-per-view for like $125 a pay-per-view, and that bitch sold out of control. Out of control. Out of control. You know what I mean? So they made their money together in that aspect. So they know they work well together. And on top of that, they're both billionaires. So they respectfully speak one another's language. They both have a likeness and they both have a business that works. Both of those individuals, I will say it again, Floyd Mayweather and Dana White, both of those individuals have a business that works. Their business model is known to be consistently successful. Zuffa in the eyes of MMA over the course of the last 20 years, where they brought the sport from and where it is today in competition and unison with boxing. And then you think about Floyd Mayweather, constantly cashing out 9 figures, making himself a billionaire, making his own boss. He's not signed to anyone. He's got a business. He's got business deals with PBC. That's why a lot of them youngins be sucking him off like that, because he they boss. But at the same time, him and Dana White together can go to any one of these major conglomerates and they can ask for any amount of money that they want to start up any type of business and to get any type of investment they want that has to do with boxing or has to do with something outside of boxing, because it is tried and true to know that their business model works. Dana White, very, very fucking charismatic guy, doesn't give a fuck, speaks what's on his mind, fucking everybody likes him. Floyd Mayweather, infamous guy, not everybody fucking likes him, but those guys together can generate a lot of fucking viewership. So if they get together and they have something going on, best believe that the world is gonna tune in. So they could probably be doing something together. It could be like some TMT Zuffa boxing shit. Son, yo, is your name the nigga executioner in my fucking chat, bro? Block that fool, man. Block him. Block him ASAP, man. This dude name is the nigga executioner. Block him. I don't want nobody like that in my chat. He getting all the way blocked. I can't get. He getting blocked right now. I don't give a fuck how many times I gotta try to press this joint. I don't do that. You're not coming in here like that. Like if you want fucking be, if you want to be a bigots in the swamps of fucking wherever Alabama, wherever the hell you at, like bruh, do that on your own time. But we don't do that racist shit around here. That shit just kind of threw off my mood. Finesse salute. Yeah, man. All right, Gumright says I think Crawford would do anything he has to do to fight anybody around his size. I don't care if it's in the ring or cage. Absolutely, man. Crawford just wants to be in the best competition. And honestly, you want to know what I was thinking about gun rights, though? I think it might actually be a good idea for fucking Bud Crawford to fight Conor McGregor. If Bud Crawford fights Conor McGregor, he's a megastar after that. Right or wrong? 1 foot salute. Right or wrong? Bud Crawford fight Conor McGregor, he a megastar, man. He a megastar off the bat. Everybody going to buy the pay-per-views. They going to watch. Bud Crawford got a WBO belt, and Conor McGregor can make the 147 weight, man. Conor McGregor said he wanted to get a belt in boxing. And believe it or not, Bud Crawford was actually a bigger talent. I mean, like he's a bigger star than people believe he is. He ain't no megastar. He ain't out of this world popular. But a lot of people know who Bud Crawford is, believe it or not. And people try to sweep this under the rug. So let me go ahead and burst people's bubbles about people saying Bud Crawford isn't a star or a draw in boxing. Bud Crawford did 2.3 million in viewership when it came in the Mean Machine Kavaluskas fight. That shit is on ESPN Plus. Now, Tony Harrison and Jamel Charlo did around like 1.7 to 2.1 or something like that. But that was on national TV on a fucking Saturday. And it was on free cable. Need I say more? I'm not saying he'll have the same success, but he would do better than people think he'll do. Remember, he trains his son, who's in the nation's top wrestlers as is. Facts. Lee Van, those views weren't based off wasn't based off just no goddamn, wasn't based off there's no Teofimo Come. Man, Bud Crawford's a draw, man. It is what it is, man. Bud Crawford is a draw. Fucking who the fuck is Teofimo Lopez? Who the fuck is Richard Come? Let's talk facts. Who is Richard Come and who is Teofimo Lopez? Nobody knows who Teofimo Lopez really is up until he knocked down Richard Come. Teofimo Lopez didn't have no light before that. Only hardcore boxing fans knew who Teofimo Lopez was. Bud Crawford was just a motherfucking he was all through Green Bay. All through Green Bay at the Green Bay games, promoting his shit, getting all type of promotion through the NFL and stuff like that. That's what Bud Crawford was doing for the Mean Machine fight. So don't tell me that joint was based off of no Teofimo versus Comey, man. Cut the crap, man. You talking to a real one over here that know his boxing. Yeah, Finesse. I saw her yesterday, man. They trying to change too much, man. Like I said earlier, they trying to change too much. The problem is Hurd, like I said, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Jarrett Hurd is an elite pressure fighter, man. They need to focus on his inside slips, transitions, and his head movement. They shouldn't be focusing on outside, him having the phone up to his ear, using the jab and trying to slip on the outside. That was the problem. And that card was disgusting. It made me fucking vomit in my mouth. Everybody in boxing need a good fight. Crawford's had several good fights. It's just nobody appreciates what he's doing. But we supposed to appreciate. But like I just and see, this is how I'm gonna go ahead and stomp all of that shit real quick. Okay, so Terrence Crawford just fights a top 10 welterweight. Ring Magazine top 10 welterweight across the board. Transitional boxing ranking top 10 welterweight. Top 10 welterweight in the world. Stops him. Stops him. People talk about the fact that he got knocked down, and it's known that Cavalusa's got some of the heaviest hands at 147, if not the heaviest. So they say. Now, Danny Garcia, who's supposed to have this fucking monster left hook, goes 10 rounds with a guy who just came up from 130 2 fights ago, who just came off a win off Devin sorry-ass Alexander. He goes 12 rounds to a goddamn decision. Bud Crawford stops everybody he's fought at 147. So, is anybody saying shit about Danny Garcia right now? I'll wait. Why ain't nobody giving Danny Garcia that pressure? Why ain't nobody give Errol Spence that type of pressure for going life or death with a Sean Porter? Sean Porter ain't nobody. Let's run down the list of who the people Errol Spence has fought. Errol Spence has fought Sean Porter. He's fought Mikey Garcia, a fucking lightweight. He's fought Ocampo. He's fought goddamn He's fought goddamn Chris Van Heerden. He's fought a punch-drunk Lamont Peterson. He fought Chris Algieri, the same Chris Algieri who fucking got beat by Amir Khan. But then they talk about him fighting Amir Khan, but that's the one person he wanted to get credit for. Like, I'm just saying, though, all of these dudes need good fights. The good fights are only dependent upon them fighting each other because Sean Porter, like I said, ain't nobody but a gatekeeper. He ain't nobody you hang your hat on and say, I fought Sean Porter. I don't care if he got a belt around his waist or not. I don't give a fuck. So when it comes down to it at the end of the day, let's not act like these dudes are performing, putting on, fighting great guys at 147, making their bones, and Bud Crawford is not. Because these dudes aren't stopping their guys. Bud Crawford stopped every one of his guys at 147. Every single one of them. And he came up and fought Jeff Horn when Manny Pacquiao didn't even want to take the rematch clause. He abandoned it. He abandoned the belt. I'm just saying, though. But hey, what do I know? Facts, gun rights. Nobody know who they was. He said, I had 15 people at my house that night, and everybody was asking me who was Lopez, but they liked him after the fight. Facts. That fight made Lopez his name. It gave him a little bit. That's what gave him his boost. Now when he fight Lomachenko, all the way leading up to Lomachenko, his name just going to keep building up. And I love Teofimo. But we ain't going to sit here and say, goddamn, that fight was based off of them selling a Teofimo. Everybody came off of Bud, bro. Stop it. The hardcore fight fans, yeah, they was salivating at the gills with Teofimo Comey. But nobody know who them dudes are. Niggas don't even really know who, hardcores only really know who Comey is as well. Bruh, hey, boxing finesse. I understand that Conor looking for another big paycheck, but I'm extremely open to Conor McGregor fighting Bud Crawford in a boxing match because that'll propel Bud Crawford's name in the stars, bro. Conor is a megastar. I want Bud Crawford to have that feel because he's the one guy that truly deserves it. Like, Bud Crawford needs something. Yeah, fuck Garcia. Garcia versus Red Cat, that was trash. Them niggas didn't stop neither one of them guys, man. That's an absolute embarrassment that they didn't stop those guys. My whole thing is, I'm like, man, y'all dudes supposed to be this and that. Y'all supposed to be them niggas, but y'all not even stopping little dudes, man. So they say, I think Joe Joyce is signed on his end, but I don't think Dubois ain't signed nothing yet. Because at the same time they trying to and the only reason they did that What made Frank Warren push the gas on that is because they ordered Philip Hergovich versus Joe Joyce. That shit got Joe Joyce scared as fuck. I know it do. Cause shit, Philip Hergovich is really, in my opinion, a top 5 heavyweight right now. He'll beat the shit out of Andy Ruiz. For real. He'll beat the shit out of Deontay Wilder. He'll beat the shit out of Dillian White. I said it, yeah. Philip Hergovich will beat Dillian White. Like, Philip Hergovich, he ready. He ready. That's what I said, bro. I just said that early. I said that earlier, Gun Rights. I said Herrera beat Danny. I said Danny Garcia's whole career is a farce. He has made his career off knocking off fucking legends, man. Old men over the hill that shouldn't even be in the ring no more, man. All of them dudes he fought 36, 37, 38, 36. Come on, man. Matisse was old as shit when he fought. Matisse was 36, like in between 36 and 38 years old. Eric Morales beat over the hill. Shouldn't even have been fighting. El Terrible should have been retired. He shouldn't even been fighting Danny Garcia. Like, I ain't giving no credit for no Lamar Peterson. What, I'm supposed to give him credit for Paulie Malignaggi? Come on, fam. And then like, yo, you fight El Terrible, twice. You fight Robert Guerrero, and for real, come on, bruh. Then you fight Matisse, like Zab Judah. Zab Judah was 37 years old, I believe. Come on, fam. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. Like, I know what it is. Man, Crawford stops Mikey Garcia hella fast. Mikey Garcia better not ever think about fighting Bud Crawford if he was smart. If he still want his brain, if he still want his neurons and shit sparking off on his nerves properly, he better not. Yeah, bro. Danny made his whole career picking on the elderly, man. Bruh, how is 36 to 37 not old? Look at Sergey Derevchenko versus Triple G. And look how Triple G looked in that joint at fucking 37. And tell me that shit's not old. Man, your body starts to die in your 30s, man. What are you talking about? Your body starts dying in your 30s. It is about age, Braveheart. It's about fighting fighters in your prime. And then we already know when you're getting punched in your head and you're getting punched in your body isn't fresh no more. If you've been getting punched since you was fucking 12, all the way up to you after you 30 years old, you mean to tell me you fighting a fresh fighter? Is a fighter in his 30s really fresh? After 33, you out your prime, fam. 33 is considered 30 to 33. To be 100, 29 to 33 is your prime years in football, in basketball, all of that. That's your prime years. Now in boxing, bruh, after 33, shit start going wrong. Like, there's only a couple Manny Pacquiao's, there's only a couple Archie Moores, there's only a couple Evander Holyfield, there's only a couple George Foreman's out here, bro. There's only a couple Bernard Hopkins. That's just crazy genetics, freak genetics. Come on, fam. You talking to a nigga that know boxing. You lose your speed. You lose your reflexes. You lose your reflexes because your brain isn't as sharp. And then you getting hit in your head. Your reflexes ain't as sharp when you 36, 37. You don't respond right to punches. You don't see the ones that's not coming. That your reflexes will jump and you will automatically dip. You don't have that. You don't have that neurological spark anymore, bro. You can't sit up here and tell me 36 and 37 now. Oh, what the fuck is you talking about? Your body start dying in your 30s. Facts. Wilder won't fight no killers. He won't fight no punchers. Bruh, Welly Boy slip and move. I believe what Josh Taylor will be undisputed at 140. He will be undisputed at 140. He's going to be undisputed at 140, and then him and Terrence Crawford going to meet up at a catchweight. I think Wilder's washed up. He was losing to Fury and Ortiz. It's just he just has that power. Yeah, he got that equalizer. But think about what his equalizer is based off, though. It's based off of light opposition to where you can stand there and understand where it's like, yo, I'm long, I'm rangy for real. I don't necessarily got to get hit if I don't want to. Ortiz old as fuck. I can let him dance around and hit me with this old-ass dinosaur shot. And a 50-year-old man hitting you probably fucking feels like your daughter poking you in your shoulder at night, trying to wake you up in the bed. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, let's be serious here. Wilder sits there. Wilder didn't throw 13 punches in that fight. Hell yeah, he had hella pop on that shit. But for real, Wilder going to fucking be, he about to be over the hill too. Fury about to bang his body up. Wilder's played it safe his whole career. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, one-headed boxing, harsh on your fucking body. It's harsh on your body. Shit start falling apart. You don't bounce back the same, man. You getting punched in your face and your body on a regular basis. Can't no nigga tell me that fucking Danny Garcia didn't fight no over the hill Eric Morales, no over the hill Lucas Matisse, no over the hill Zab Judah, and all of those fighters was dogs. They were dogs and they were highly active. Wasn't none of them dudes able to go and you fight a guy in his fucking early 20s? The fuck out of here, man. Floyd Mayweather says, take it from me, bro. I box and I'm in my 40s. You lose speed in your 30s. That's facts. Young Rice Mafia said, that's why Crawford and Loma said they want to retire around boxing 35, 36. That's facts. I'm trying to tell niggas, man, your body start dying in your 30s, fam. Braveheart says, Wash is not washed up. You right, he not washed up. He a one-trick pony that's been a bum his whole career. Wilder could never been washed up. He's been trash his whole fucking career, bruh. Hot dumpster juice. 0-2 Tom, salute, my guy. You 100% right. Josh Taylor will be mandatory for the WBO at 147. And he can come up and he can fight Crawford, but I got Crawford stopping him. That's a whole different can of worms. And Josh Taylor's a great fucking fighter. Great fucking fighter. Love Josh Taylor. But when it comes down to that Bud Crawford, though, can't be denied. I'm telling you, I played cornerback. I played cornerback and I played running back my whole fucking life, bruh. And I'm trying to tell you what that shit has done to my fucking heads. Like, yo, I get nasty ass fucking headaches. Like, I get nasty ass migraines all the time. Like, these like ice pick migraines. I fucking, like, I gotta cut the lights off. I gotta lay in the dark and shit like that. Like, I be seeing like little white spots and shit sometimes and shit like that. Like, it's weird as fuck. Bro, stop the Wilder hate. He's at his prime. How the fuck is he at his prime? He ain't fought nobody his whole career, doo-doo. What has he done his whole career, doo-doo? Of course you feel like he at his prime. He over there 34 years old kicking over a bunch of fucking tomato cans talking about rumble, young man, rumble. Like, get the fuck out of here. That nigga's nothing great. He's nothing impressive. He is nothing I fucking bat my eye to. And his fucking power is straight questionable. He got knocked down by a dude with a 23% KO ratio that stands 6'1.5". I'm talking about Harold Sconius. The nigga has no chin. He has no fucking legs. He has no inside game. He can't fight off the back foot. He ain't never fought no real puncher. Johan Duhaupas took him in deep water, beat his eye fucking closed like 2 fucking ice cream sandwiches sitting on his goddamn face. Like, the fuck out of here. Wilder ain't shit. Wilder ain't shit. He ain't never fought nobody his whole career, and he's hoping to make his bones off of Tyson Fury, who already beat him once, 10 rounds to 2. Now let's stop it. Let's cut the crap. Who got robbed on American soil? Who should already be holding the WBC belt and should already be fighting Wilder the second time on the rematch clause, embarrassing him again, then getting ready to fight Anthony Joshua. We're talking about the same guy who didn't want to take $120 million to fight Anthony Joshua. Are you talking about he a prime fighter, a fighter in his prime? No, this nigga is the king of kicking over cans. He is the king of kicking over cans. Nigga straight hot dumpster juice. Fucking, he extra hot dumpster juice. He hot dumpster juice in the urine at 100-degree temperature that you can fucking smell right beside it when you throw the trash in it that's fucking coming up off the fucking street. He all of the above. The nigga ducked more fighters than Neo in the Matrix, be putting fucking steroid water, and he be fucking up A samples to Povetkin, fucking up A samples to Dillian White just to get out goddamn fights. The nigga is hot trash. He's hot trash and skid marked ass. That's what that nigga is. Hot trash, skid marked ass. Exactly, Lee Van. Fucking, how many times your man unified? How many times your man unified? Has he even ever tried to unify? Does he even know how to spell unification? Because I do believe he said you got to take that information with a grain of salt. What the fuck is a grain? I've never heard of that shit in my life. Fuck is a grain? You mean a grain of salt? Can that nigga even spell unification? Fuck that. Can he spell unify? Fuck it. Can he spell unity? I'll wait. The nigga can't even spell bomb squad right. He got a fucking Z in it. That nigga can't even spell bomb squad right. That shit wasn't on purpose, doo-doo. It wasn't on purpose. He didn't spell bomb squad that way because he wanted to put a Z in it to look cool. He spelled it that way because the nigga don't know how to spell squad. He thought it, when he pronounced it, when he did his enunciation, it sounded like a Z was in that motherfucker. So he put a Z right there. On some Z shit. Facts. You want to see a dead body? Oh, what was your question, Wally boy? Let me go back. Two hands. I love to know your thoughts that if Brook is focused and on it, how well do you think he can do against the belt holders? Oh my God, man, that division is wide open for Kell Brook for real. Kell Brook could go around snatching up them belts. Just fucking make sure his defense sharp and just don't get hit fucking in the eye by fucking Jason Rosario. As long as them orbital bones straight, Kell Brook can fucking take him for real. Kell Brook can definitely get belts up there easy. He can unify belts up that joint easy, Wally boy. 100%. I think that's a very smart move for Kell Brook right now. Because 154 is wide open for the taking for real. Yeah, man, these dudes jump in here and then they start fucking talking about Wilder for a half a second. Then when I jump on their little asses, they leave real quick. They don't even stick around that long. As soon as I get on them, they pure them up out of here. They like, I ain't fucking with him. They leave quick. I mean, they don't stay long at all. All right? Come on, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Let me talk to you for a minute. Them niggas leave so fast. That nigga did not spell. He did not, I'm telling you, Deontay Wilder did not spell squad with a Z intentionally. Well, he did it intentionally, but it wasn't because the shit looked cool. He did that shit because That motherfucker enunciation is horrible. Pronounce that shit like that. He was like, he started spriting it. He was like, B, ooh. Then he called one of his daughters over. Baby girl, come here. Come here, baby girl. So then he calls his daughter over. She was like, how you spell? He was like, how you spell? She was like, you mean bomb, Dad? Yeah. That's it. I got it. All right. Spells bomb. Then he starts thinking about it. Then she leave, little girl leave with her moms and shit. So now he's fucked because he's at home by himself. So now he really sitting there thinking like, I'm going to spell this fucking word. Like, fuck. Squad. Swat. Bomb squad. That's it. Bomb squad. Yeah. Writes that shit like that. The rest is history. But see, us normal, rational thinking individuals all across the world that know how to spell, that are properly literate and not illiterate, that are up on their literature, that are up on their grammar, up on their spelling, understands how to put words together. We look at that shit like, oh, he trying to be cool. Try to break that shit down like Ebonics. Okay. And then you hear that motherfucker talking, you all that shit go right out the window. You look at that nigga trucks and cars and you just like, man, this motherfucker did that shit on purpose. Need known, bruh. I think Wilder would lose is more the Fury went to his body often. Oh my God. Man, if Wilder got hit, imagine if somebody went and bought Wilder body for about 3 or 4 rounds straight, digging. Boom, 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 boom. Shoulder in that joint, digging. Bing, bing, bing. He's catching his ass, clutching him. That motherfucker would be hurt. He'd be out of there. Ronell, salute. Yeah, Wilder be fucked up in the game, bro. All right, we at that 2-minute mark, fellas. As always, man, I appreciate y'all boys stopping in on Sunday, man. As we always say, man, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. It's the boss. You know what it is.